Hey guys, happy Halloween. I used to hate Halloween and now I absolutely love it. And I used to be the only kid who rode the bus in high school who didn't dress up gothic. And there was someone around that time who did a bunch of graffitiing around town. And someone made this group of hooded, like wearing black hooded figures. And every few years they change the faces of them. So currently, right now, they just have like white faces with a single eyeball in the center and it's a pretty awesome pointer. I'm not sure anybody's aware of it, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because nobody can be aware of it. It's just aware. So, one of the cool things about fear, and this this pointer got it came to me when I was playing mini golf this summer, and I just had this intuition to like turn around and look, and I saw this sign that had like a pirate skull and crossbones and said beware, and I'm like, beware. Oh. So you can see how we've stolen this whole idea of beware and fear from awareness. So rather than be aware, that's what it's saying. Be aware. Be aware. We're like, oh, I have to be on edge. I have to be afraid. And that's actually what creates the not seeing of things and creates into our experience the fear. If you like go back and think about when scary things happen to you, you'll often find that you are already scared to begin with, maybe about something else, and then suddenly, like what you never expected happened. I know this happened to somebody I love recently, and the best ones are the ones that happen to you personally. So, I remember a few years ago, I was like afraid that my dad was lost in the woods for whatever reason. So I went running out the trail and there was snow on the ground and I'm just like trudging through, not paying attention to anything. And so I look over and I like stop and look over, and 6 feet from me is a moose, like eye level, looking at me. And so I have enough presence of mind that I scream in her face and like run off, and she kind of like butts her head towards me, and I was fine, but it was terrifying. I like thinking back to that, I was already scared in that moment. And then something scary happens. It's kind of like how fear works. I was not aware. I was not aware of my surroundings whatsoever. I was thinking about my dad, who was totally fine and was just off doing something crazy insane because he got some idea or impulse to do something to get a Christmas tree or whatever was happening that day. But I was thinking about him and I was scared. So that's what thought does. It covers over awareness, and it actually like it is the monster under the bed. The thought is the monster under the bed, and the only way to see that there's no monster under the bed is to look. Who would have thought? So this beware thing, you go further into the wordplay. What is a ware? Like, imagine that I am a merchant selling my wares. So when I believe myself to be a ware, I am a ware, I am a thing, you might steal me, you might carry me off, you might break me, you might shatter me. Anything could happen. I have to protect the wares. So when you believe yourself to be a ware, then you have to beware. All of this was stolen and borrowed from awareness. Funny, right? So one of the pointers that has been just like incredibly mind-blowing to me lately is, and I mentioned it like several times before, so sorry, but Rupert Spira's happiness is not caused. So you could boil it down to happiness is not caused, or as he said, it is not caused by circumstances, objects, whatever. So it's also like the Abraham Hicks analogy of letting the cork float. So it's our thoughts that are saying we are separate from, we are things, we are wares, whatever, we're identification with the body, however you want to like point out that belief that we are a separate thing, ego, whatever. So when we have thoughts that are saying that are sort of believing that don't resonate, that's like pulls the cork down. And when we let go of those thoughts, the cork pops up on its own. So this is what real like peace or happiness, or it's hard to put a label on it because it's not actually an emotion, like the awareness of the emotion, but it is, like I've said before, feeling better and feeling better. So feeling better is a judgment. Oh, I was sick and I'm feeling better. And feeling better as in I'm aware of how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really well. Not that you could feel better. But so it's we think that these like circumstances are what's causing it. So when we get something, if we like get over an illness, we think it's that the illness is gone, so I feel better. And like I have, for example, been really ill before and had like euphoric states after throwing up, or what, almost like euphoria or bliss or something like that. So it's that cork was held way down and then poof. That's almost like awakening is on some sort of level of we like continually had these beliefs and stuff that have been dragging us down, and then all of a sudden we see the light, or we have this like this pointer is really seen and really felt and really, yeah, that's what I am. And we let go of all that, and that's what it is. So it's not caused, it's actually the letting go of. So we've had this entire narrative that it's caused, and so the flip side of that nice car will make me happy is that if I'm ill, I will be unhappy. Neither of these things are true. And so what we fear, those circumstances that we fear, we work to avoid, and we actually actually put into place rather than focusing on how we want to feel. So the actual healing, whether you're talking about physical healing or whether you're talking about emotional healing, takes place when we're not noticing how ill we are, when we're letting go of these thoughts. So just like a Band-Aid kind of like covers over something, there's like the putting the Band-Aid on the thing and protecting it and allowing it to heal, and then there's the really like looking at it and taking care of it and changing that bandage. So there's the looking under the bed, there's the what seems to be facing the fear, and then there's also the rather than thinking about the monster under the bed, I'm going to think about that fun thing I'm going to do tomorrow. So both of these things are like totally needed and totally helpful. And so sometimes you might be like, oh, one teaching saying that I really need to like look at this wound, and the other one saying ignore it and like take a nap and forget it. Well, they're both right. And because awareness is that, it completely intimately is that, and it completely like is aloof and untouchable at the same time. It's not explainable. So the pointer, like, we have these fantastic pointers, like I've said, that happiness is not caused. It just I keep seeing how, like, I get in some crappy state or whatever. I'm like, whoa, this goes deep. And yet seeing, like, knowing that pointer and remembering that pointer, if I make that into some sort of condition, there I am, off again. I'm holding the cork down. This circumstance needs to be in place. So one of the most powerful pointers ever for me personally was the present moment. Like, Eckhart Tolle is the power of now, and the present moment. I was just like, wow, all of my suffering, everything is all, like, based around forgetting this. And then, like, embodying that, and then years later, like, the realization that that's the numbest thing I've ever heard, the present moment. There's no separate present moment. And there's no problem with thought either. Like, we can demonize thought, we can demonize the ego, we can say that it's all just let it go. There's nothing anybody can give you that's going to be it. And there's nothing that you can do that's going to destroy it either, or anything anybody else can do.